Welcome back everyone. Today we are going to make some mercury acetate, which we might use for oxymercurations. For this preparation, only 3 chemicals are needed: distilled water, 100% acetic acid, and the mercury oxide we made in the previous video. For our own safety, we are going to put on this gas mask with a particle filter every time we are dealing with powdered mercury salts. To avoid getting any onto the skin, gloves will be worn. The mercuric oxide, 10.8 grams in total, was weighed out first. Afterwards, 6 milliliters of glacial acetic acid were measured out using the syringe. We later on added an additional milliliter of acetic acid, but this was probably not even necessary. About 20 grams of distilled water were added to the mercuric oxide. The 6 milliliters of glacial acetic acid were added carefully to avoid splashing. The beaker was covered with watch glass, placed on a hot plate, stirring was turned on, and the hot plate was set to 85 degrees Celsius. During the heating process, the mercury oxide reacts with acetic acid to form mercury acetate and water. After the heating process, there was still yellow stuff remaining. I guess that this is still unreacted basic mercury sulfate from the preparation of the mercury oxide. Therefore, we had to get rid of the mercury sulfate to get a pure product. A vacuum filtration was performed. The beaker was cleaned and afterwards everything was transferred back to the beaker. The flask was rinsed a couple of times with distilled water. This is what was left in the funnel after performing the vacuum filtration. I'm going to recover the mercury from it at some point and therefore we need to get it in solution again. 37% hydrochloric acid dissolves this stuff rather well. When a small amount of the filtrate is reacted with barium chloride, barium sulfate precipitates, indicating that this is indeed basic mercury sulfate. To get nice crystals while speeding up the evaporation of water as much as possible, the beaker was placed into a vacuum chamber over anhydrous calcium chloride. After only a few days, crystals started to form. To get rid of about half of the water, it took about 2 weeks. Afterwards, I moved the chamber, there were still as many crystals as in the beginning, and within an hour, this big solid chunk of crystals formed. I don't know why it crystallized out so rapidly given that there have already been crystals in the beaker, but I decided to share it anyways. After drying, we were left with 14.2 grams of mercury acetate. This corresponds to a yield of around 89.6%. If you liked today's video, make sure to drop me a like. If you don't want to miss out on further chemistry content like that, make sure to subscribe. And as always, I have to thank all of my Patreon supporters because you guys make it possible for me to film even cooler stuff to share with you. I wish all of you a great day. Until next time.